bright, man. Where's your Christmas spirit? I would like.
Hey you guys, welcome to Vlogmas day 4? I don't know, 4? I will insert the actual number right here. Ding! If you guys have not seen my new hair yet, yes, I did chop off about 5 to 6 inches of my length, so I feel like a whole new woman. It's so funny, after cutting my hair, I actually do feel a few pounds lighter from chopping off the length of my hair. I, so far, really like this length. We will see how I feel about going a little bit shorter. I might actually go to the salon to do that. I did chop my hair off myself. I was a little nervous, and if I do want to go shorter, I think I will be putting my trust in an actual hairdresser instead of myself to do the job, because I did this myself and I think it looks good, but if I go any shorter, I'm not gonna have like access to the back of my head. Anyway, if you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Amy. I hope you're well. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a mask and wine Q&A session with you guys. I answered a lot of questions regarding my house purchase in my last Q&A video, but this session is going to be a little bit more intimate questions, like about the wedding and my marriage, the ring, and all of that stuff. So I will be answering and diving into those more personal questions that you guys submitted. So I'm really excited to do that. I'm gonna have to take off all of my makeup and then show you guys what mask I'm going to be using for today. But before we get into that, I wanted to let you guys know what I'm wearing today on my face and my top as well. This is from Luca and Grae from quite a few seasons ago. I think I hauled this in a video. I haven't bought anything from them in quite a long time, so I feel like I should get back into it. But anyway, on my lips today, I'm wearing the Makeup Forever Rouge Artist Shine On lipstick in the color Cheerful Beige. It's a really pretty beigey nude color, as the name suggests. Such a pretty nude. It's like my perfect everyday nude color. Not a huge fan of this component. It looks like a weapon. On my eyes today, I am exclusively using the Pat McGrath, what is this called? I don't know what it's actually called, so I will link it below in the description, as I always do with all of the products that I mention. These are the colors that are on my eyes today. I'm using all 4 of these shadows. Now that's taken care of, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. I've never looked better on the tube. I'm gonna put on some lip oil. This is by Merit, and it's just their clear lip oil in Bel Air. My lips are so chapped. Ooh, I felt it like crack yesterday. You know when you open your mouth wide? My lips were way more drier than I thought, and when I opened my mouth, it was like the Sahara Desert. I have nothing on my face right now except for a little bit of eye cream and my First Aid Beauty toner, because I love that stuff. It makes my skin feel super, super soft and supple. I'm also gonna use another First Aid Beauty product. This is their Ultra Repair Instant Oatmeal Mask. This video is not in collaboration with any brand and or First Aid Beauty. I just have their stuff because I really like it to calm my skin, which is a great segue to my skin situation right now. So my perioral dermatitis is flaring up today, and I know exactly, actually I don't know exactly why, because I know a few of my triggers, but I don't know all of them. Recently, a little story time, I went to my dermatologist and she told me that the tannins in red wine is probably causing my dermatitis to flare up. No! And my eczema. I suffer with atopic dermatitis, or specifically perioral, because it's around my mouth, and I struggle with eczema behind my neck and other parts of my body. As you can see, sorry, my camera actually has like a little bit of a filter. You can't really see all the texture on camera because it does have like a smoothing effect, but if I get closer, you'll be able to see. Do you see those little bumps? They're not pimples, they're literally like my skin flaring up from dermatitis. It's not bothersome. It is a little painful and stingy, like a little, you know, it's irritated, so it's gonna sting a little bit, but I'm hoping that this mask will help calm the redness and soothe that area for me, because it will eventually go away if I stay away from my triggers, but because I'm still figuring that out, it's really hard. Apparently gluten can trigger things, which I've been eating a lot of gluten. because it's around the holidays and everything is just made out of gluten. I'm staying away from red wine for a while because I know for a fact that that is a huge trigger for my dermatitis. So I'm gonna slowly incorporate it back into my life after like a month of absence of red wine. I also have been eating a lot of sugar, which can also trigger dermatitis and eczema. So it's not a good look, but let me put this on so my skin doesn't, you know, scream at me dying of thirst. It's a very interesting consistency. It's very like oatmeal-like. I'm just gonna put this around my face. I instantly feel like this makes my skin just feel better because it's like a little cooling almost. I'm gonna focus on right in my mouth and nose area. My skin has been extra dry lately, which also doesn't help. All right, I'm going to wash my hands off and I'll be right back. While that is sitting on my face doing its magic, I'm going to be answering your Q&As that you submitted to me via Instagram. These are questions that kind of vary in topic. A lot of them are about my first home purchase, which I already covered in a previous Q&A video. So if you want to check that out, I'll go ahead and link the video here so you can see it after you watch this video. This video is going to cover a lot more of your questions regarding my relationship with Charlie, my husband, our wedding planning, and relationship questions, stuff like that. So it'll be a little bit more intimate. I was going to drink wine in this video, which is the reason why I was going to title it Mask and Wine With Me, but now I'm rethinking that title because I don't have wine with me. It's the morning right now, so I'm not gonna drink wine the first thing in the morning. And then I was thinking maybe I can name it Coffee Chats, but I don't have coffee in front of me either, so I just have water. Which is probably a good thing for my body. Let's get started regardless. I'm gonna skip over all the questions regarding my house purchase because that was covered in my previous video. My friend Jamie here on YouTube, Sundays with Jamie, she asked, what do you guys focus on to maintain a happy and strong relationship? Just a little bit of background information for you guys who are new to my channel. Welcome. Super happy that you're here, by the way. Charlie and I have been in a relationship together for a total of 3 years, a little over 3 years now. And we have been married for a little over a year. And we actually just had our wedding this past October. So we got married before we actually had our wedding because, you know, COVID fucked everyone's lives up, you know? That's what happened with my wedding, and that's the reason why we got married before we had the wedding. There was no real other reason other than the fact that we were already living together and we were thinking about buying a home together and all of that stuff. So it just made sense to expedite like the paperwork situation. It's so stupid. Not like us getting married is stupid. Like the whole marriage process is just so like melodramatic. It's literally a paper that you sign together with like an officiant and submit to the court. It is so anticlimactic. Like we literally drove to the courthouse, dropped off the paperwork. If we didn't drop off the paperwork at the courthouse, even if we got the paper signed for marriage from our officiant, it never happened. So you have to drop it off at the court, which it's just, every state I think varies a little bit, but that's how it was for us. So it was funny to me. The whole process is just so simple, you know? But in comparison to that, the process of divorce is just so complicated here in the US, and I'm sure in other countries as well, but I just think there is like a huge like differentiation between the process between the two. So I don't know. I've never gotten a divorce before, so I don't know how complicated or uncomplicated that process is, but seeing other people deal with it, it just seems really, really complicated. So that's just based on pure observation. Anyway, going back to the question, what do we focus on? So Charlie and I, we just try our best to have a good time with each other. First and foremost, you need to be able to enjoy each other's company. This is just all my personal opinion and my perspective on relationships. I think it's just one of the most important things for partners is to be able to enjoy each other and experience new things together, have fun. I think those things people just kind of breeze over a lot of the time. All the other things that people mention are 100% valid and important, you know, like respecting each other, being reliable, supporting each other, and all of that stuff. They are 100% very, very important. Those things are emphasized so much that I don't think I need to emphasize it anymore. I do want to provide a new perspective in that sense, that I think we need to put a little bit more effort into enjoying each other, having adventures and just trying new things, being in situations where you guys are still learning new things together, learning new things about each other. I think those are really important, at least to me. I would hate to get to a point where we no longer enjoy each other's company, and I think that's when things start to become hard, you know? I mean, there are tons of other reasons why things get hard in a marriage, but we try to focus on that a lot. We focus on having fun with each other. I think that's one of the most important things that I can tell you. What was the most exciting part of wedding planning? Ooh, my friend Alice asked me this question, and I think the most fun part of planning the wedding is like picking the stuff out. Although those types of things can be very stressful as well, because you have to be decisive about things, and I'm not the most decisive person when it comes to that kind of stuff. I think picking out my dress, you know, picking the venue, taste testing. Wine tasting was fun because we served wine at our wedding. Those were like the fun, exciting parts of the wedding. Everything else is stressful. You're basically planning a giant party for 50 plus people, depending on the size of your wedding guest list. So it's tough. I am a very organized and meticulous person by nature, but planning a wedding, ooh, it is a tough cookie. If you have the budget, I would recommend hiring a wedding coordinator or a wedding planner, because it's a lot of things that you need to keep track of, and budgeting is hard. It's just all around a challenge, especially during COVID, because a lot of things are closed and there's more fees, and it's just crazy. Things are getting booked so fast, like the vendors and the venue and all of that stuff, because COVID brides, you know, they're booking up everything. My friend Wen Yu from YouTube asks, what did you prioritize when planning your wedding? Parentheses, food, venue, etc. We definitely prioritized the venue. I did not want to spend a lot of money on decor, so it was very important for us to book a venue that already was kind of decorated, had a good ambiance, without bringing in the decorations. So I wanted the venue to be very like modern, but also cozy and quirky, something unique. So we actually ended up getting married at an indoor-outdoor winery slash vineyard situation, but it's like super modern. It just was such a gorgeous venue. So we prioritized for sure the venue. That was where most of our money went to. Actually, no, that's a lie. Most of our money went into catering and drinks. We had an open bar, so open bar was a priority for us as well, because our friends are heavy drinkers. We wanted to serve like premium alcohol, so you pay like per hour per person, and as you can see from where this is going, it can get really expensive. That was the most expensive part of the wedding, actually. Not even the venue itself, it was the catering. I didn't get a wedding planner, so I didn't prioritize that. We didn't prioritize like paper goods, like anything that is one use only, we didn't prioritize, because I just didn't want to waste money on those things. I didn't even prioritize my dress, to be honest. I had 2 separate dresses. One for the reception, one for the ceremony. Both of my dresses were pretty like on the more affordable side of wedding dresses. I bought my ceremony dress at Beholden, owned by Anthropology, I believe. And then I bought my reception dress from Alamore, the label. They both turned out great. Just get yourself a really, really kick-ass alterations place, because they will make or break the dress. Trust me. Even if you get a more budget-friendly dress, there are ways that they can tailor the dress to fit you so well that it looks more expensive than it is, you know? The fit is what's important because it will make a huge difference. My friend Michelle on YouTube asks, what was the most stressful part about wedding planning? What was your favorite part? So I think I partially answered this question, but I think the most stressful part of the wedding planning is having to reschedule. Hopefully you won't have to do that when you're planning your wedding, but we had to reschedule it once from May to October. We pushed it out about 5 months because the max capacity was about 20 people for a wedding when we were originally planning to have it. So we definitely had to push it back. We had a guest list of about 80 people, so 20 was not gonna work. The day of is kind of stressful because there's just so many moving parts. I think creating the seating charts were kind of stressful because I hated when people wouldn't tell me if they were coming to the wedding or not. Like, I told you to RSVP by this date and you didn't, and then I ask about it and they're like, oh, we're still trying to figure it out. Oh my gosh, it's like, just tell me if you're coming or not. You spend so much money per guest, and you know, brides have certain dates to meet. We have to tell the venue like how many people are coming for sure in advance, and they charge you for the guests that you say are coming. It was really annoying and stressful when people wouldn't tell me. I also think for me it was hard dealing with family because I actually did not invite my dad to my wedding. That was emotionally kind of tough to get through. I don't think I ever talked on YouTube about like my relationships with my family members. It's like super personal, so I just haven't shared that part of my life with you guys yet. But yeah, I didn't invite my dad and it was a tough time, and I had my mom walk me down the aisle instead. I grew up more with my mom taking care of me instead of my dad. My dad was pretty absent in my life, so it kind of made sense for me to have my mom walk me down the aisle, you know? I wanted to give that honor to her. It worked out, but yeah, that was pretty challenging during that time. Camila actually asked if I had any international guests, and I didn't. I really wanted to because all of my extended families are in Korea, like my aunts, uncles, grandparents, my cousins, all of them, and my sister, she actually lives in Korea as well. So I invited all of them, but they weren't able to attend because COVID in South Korea was not very manageable at that time, so they couldn't come, which I don't blame them for. It was just a tough timing kind of situation. In the end, we did not have any international guests attending. My friend Alex asks, did you budget for the wedding? Yes, you have to. It'll go out of hand if you don't. I kept a spreadsheet on Excel and built a budget for the wedding, like everything broken down and how much we wanted to spend and how much we actually spent and where we could like reallocate money. I'm a very visual person, so that was very, very helpful for me. My friend Samantha asks, did you pick your ring? So this is funny. This has to be a whole nother video, I feel like, because I did semi pick out the ring. Charlie and I went to the jewelers together, and I basically told him like, okay, this is like the setting that I like, this is the band that I like, this is the shape, this is this and that. So I told him all the components that I like, and then he basically like put it together and then picked out the carat size and like the color, the clarity, I don't know the other ones, but specs, he's the one who put it together. So I think it's kind of like a joint effort in that sense that we collaborated on the ring. But in terms of like the look, like the overall look of the band and the shape and the halo and like all of that stuff, I basically like styled it together, and then they just had to like customize it. They had to take the band that I liked and then put the setting and the diamond to the band that I liked, and yeah, all that jazz. So 50-50, I would say. I think the remaining questions I've already answered, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right there. I'm gonna wash this off and I'll be right back because it's been cementing on my face for like 30 minutes, so I'll be right back. All right, I am back. I washed off the mask and my skin feels really, really soft. I did put on some moisturizer on top. I think this is going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little Q&A with me. Please like if you haven't already, subscribe if you want to stick around, and I will talk to you guys in the comments. Bye.